Howdy guys, it's Joe here, and I've been playing a ton of Doomfist, really enjoying the character, and while I've been playing him for so many hours, I figured out a few main things that I feel like you guys might want to focus on in order to improve your Doomfist game just a little bit and help you win a lot more of your games. Right now I feel like a lot of people don't know exactly how to play him, everybody's trying to figure out his playstyle and whatnot, but here are 5 main things that I feel like can definitely help you if you are trying to get a lot better at this character. Now, first and foremost, I feel like the most basic thing, but the thing that I see definitely much more than anything else, is people charging in alone. And I'm gonna tell you, don't charge in alone. I guess unless you're in a complete 1v1, completely isolated, not next to anyone else. However, if you're in a team fight, or if you're just next to other characters, or if your target is next to a few teammates, don't charge in alone. Now, I know that Doomfist can fly halfway across the map immediately on maps like Ilios with the well, but it's obviously not worth it for the majority of the time. You do have a chance of getting a kill, getting a nice clutch pick on the enemies, but if you charge in alone and don't get a kill, you're essentially just going to be throwing your life away. Even if you do get a kill, a lot of the times when you're there by yourself, you're as well just going to die. While you do have a decent escape, that being your Shift E, it's not the best in the game, and you of course can be crowd controlled before you go for it, and overall I'm going to say, play it safe, wait for your team. Really basic, but I don't really see much people actually doing this. Secondly is to start focusing a little bit more on actually gaining height advantage before a fight starts. I feel like this is something that Doomfist can do quite well. Of course, you can position yourself amazingly with that rocket punch, get wherever you need to, and then from there, shift and E up to the majority of the height of really any structure in the game. Once you're up at that height, you can try to get headshots, you can just wait for people to walk underneath you, and then you can just one-shot them with your rocket punch, or you can E down, or you can just walk back to your teammates or really do whatever. I feel like overall having a height advantage is useful as pretty much every character, and I'd say one of the #1 best parts about getting height advantage as Doomfist is making sure the opponents don't have it. When the opponents have height advantage versus you, it can be really hard for you to get up to there safely and really be able to kill them. While if you take it first and they have to come to you, you have a lot of ways to counteract them actually getting up there, you have a lot of ways to kill them quickly, and overall if you can't happen to take this with your teammates on the ground, I feel like it is definitely worth your time. Now, next off, I'm going to tell you guys to don't just try to get kills with that rocket punch. I know that the rocket punch is a very strong ability. I know that it only has a 4-second cooldown, and I know that it is overall quite useful and probably one of the most consistent one-shot abilities in the game. However, you can still get kills with other abilities, and a lot of the times you can actually use your rocket punch's mobility along with your other abilities to get kills from ranges that rocket punch by itself could not reach. I think my favorite thing to do is rocket punch really far away, hit that E, shoot the opponent, shift up, shoot him again, melee attack maybe, kill him from there. I feel like there's a lot of stuff that you really can do with this ability with rocket punch other than just trying to get kills with it. As well with that, a lot of the times when you're in really close range, rocket punch won't actually kill the opponent. If they're right next to the wall, it might be better to actually go for the combo E, shift, shoot. That's 150 damage, or maybe 160-ish, while a single rocket punch against the wall only does 100, even if it's fully charged. I just want you guys to really remember that, and to remember that rocket punch isn't your only thing that you can use on other people. The next thing I want to mention is that the Doomfist can actually peel for his supports really well. I'd say one of the best peelers in the game actually, which is a little bit weird. You want to make sure that you're telling your supports that you actually can come back and can help them while they're in trouble when you are needing to defend for them. And especially on defense, I feel like this is very useful. If there's a D.Va or if there's a Winston that's jumping under your supports, as Doomfist, you don't just have to jump on the enemy supports to try to counteract that. You can actually save your supports by punching that Winston into the wall, taking off half of his health, and then shifting him up into the sky so that he can't engage very much. You can stall your opponents for a long amount of time and really just stop their tanks from doing way too much to your supports. You can get a lot of healing from your supports while you're doing this, and there's really no risk in this. I feel like just a lot of people when they are playing offense think about how they can always get onto the opponent's side of the field and try to kill the opponents, and while that is good, while Doomfist can get a lot of super nice snipes and a lot of nice combo kills, he can as well do all that stuff with his backline safely while also protecting them. So do remember that in your next game. And finally, I'm going to tell you guys the easiest thing that can really help you win the most amount of games. Try to get a Winston or a D.Va on your team, get a dive comp ready, and engage right as your Winston jumps in. Not before, and maybe a little bit after. But I feel like this is probably the #1 thing that is going to make you win a lot of games as Doomfist. He needs a good team comp around him. And you also have to remember that you can't go before your teammates go in. Doomfist, again, can get some picks, but he's not that tanky. You need your teammates. You gotta wait for them. While if you do have your teammates, you can actually go in for quite a few deep picks, as you can see in the gameplay behind. And finally, a thing I want to mention as well is that if you do happen to go in, but you don't get a pick, what you can easily do is Shift E out, and then rinse and repeat 7 seconds later. A lot of people seem to be like, you know, if I don't get that immediate kill, we're completely screwed, we can't win this team fight, I'm just going to keep going in, maybe I'll get a lucky kill or something. You don't always have to do that. You can go back, rinse, repeat, and try again. Just remember that as Doomfist, as he doesn't even have that long of cooldowns, and every 7 seconds, you can essentially try to get a whole nother kill, and also be safe with that kill. It's just something you want to remember. And there we go, the 5 tips that I feel like can really help you win a lot more games as Doomfist. Again, very basic, but since he just came out a few days ago, I don't know if you're expecting much else. Anyways, as always guys, thank you all for watching. If you learned anything, make sure to leave a like and comment down below what you feel like you really should be doing as Doomfist to be able to do a lot better, and what I can do to improve as him, as I really want to improve the best I can. So if you see any huge flaws in my gameplay, please tell me. I want to improve the best I possibly can. As well, if you guys did enjoy the video, hit subscribe to see any more Doomfist videos in the future. And as always guys, thank you all for watching, and have a wonderful day.